Here's your wrestling news for January 2nd, 2023, and we're kicking off today with John Cena, who had his first and only WWE match of 2022 during last week's Smackdown, teaming with Kevin Owens to defeat Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn. Fans were elated to see John back in the ring in his first televised match since SummerSlam 2011, but the 16-time WWE World Champion was doing even more important work behind the scenes. Fightful Select reports that backstage, Cena granted several Make-A-Wish wishes, something that he has grown accustomed to doing over the past 20 years. It was June of last year that Cena granted his 650th wish, and the wrestling icon holds the record for the most wishes granted and being the most requested celebrity in Make-A-Wish history. Cena didn't come alone to last week's Smackdown, as his wife Shay made the trip to Tampa, but John's focus was on making dreams come true for children in the worst of circumstances. Cena's career in Hollywood has grown bigger and bigger in recent years, and while he may not be as free for WWE appearances as he once was, the real-life superhero will always have time for Make-A-Wish. Now, Ronda Rousey is one of the most athletically gifted women in WWE history, but not everything the now former SmackDown Women's Champion does is perfect. If Rousey does have a weakness as a superstar, it's her promos, which often come across as awkward, and that's what happened during last week's SmackDown. After being confronted by Charlotte Flair, Rousey suggested that they will face off at SummerSlam before correcting herself and saying the Royal Rumble and said "Summer" instead of "Summer." As you'd expect, fans online had a field day mocking Rousey, with some saying she shouldn't be on TV if she can't cut a promo. One fan said that the saddest part is that 4 years after joining WWE, Rousey isn't getting better on the mic, while others suggested that she needs Paul Heyman as a manager to speak for her. While every wrestler will have a flubbed line or two during their careers, struggling on the mic is something Rousey continues to struggle with, and we'll have to see if WWE ever find a solution. What do you think of Rousey on the mic, and what do you reckon WWE should do with her? Let us know in the comments. Last week's SmackDown also saw Braun Strowman confront Imperium, and it wasn't long until a brawl ensued. When Gunther and his cohorts had the advantage, Ricochet ran down to make the save, but this segment didn't go according to plan. At one point, Ricochet threw a steel chair that collided with the Austrian, and Gunther suffered an injury during this spot. PW Insider reports that Gunther was busted open badly on his head and that WWE officials swarmed him with towels before rushing him backstage. It was later reported that Gunther is okay, but the extent of his injury is not long, and there's no word yet on how much in-ring time he'll miss, if any. Gunther has dominated as Intercontinental Champion, recently becoming the longest reigning champion in 11 years, and while a title match with Braun is scheduled for this month, his immediate future is uncertain. On the latest SmackDown, the show opened up with Bray Wyatt accepting LA Knight's challenge to a match at the Royal Rumble, which was confirmed to be the Pitch Black match. The segment also saw an appearance from Uncle Howdy, but rather than attack Knight, as we know he has done in the past, he decided to attack Bray Wyatt. This marked the first time Howdy and Wyatt were side by side, allowing fans to see that they are the same height, with Wyatt being billed at 6'3". WWE has decided to eventually reveal Uncle Howdy to be Bo Dallas, but there is a long way to go before this revelation. According to sources, WWE believes that the fans are too smart to not see that Howdy is Bo, who Wyatt has requested to be rehired by the company, but the company is going to try and deceive the fans. The plan is for WWE to use the former Ring of Honor star Vincent as a body double to throw fans off the scent, as he has a different body type to the former NXT champion. This source who outlined the plan has clarified that this would be on a short-term basis, and when Uncle Howdy is revealed, it will be Dallas, and there'll be no mention of Vincent. On Twitter, Vincent fired off a tweet about being sane almost immediately after the SmackDown segment, which some have taken as too close to be a coincidence. Bo Dallas was always very close to his brother's height and would easily be able to master the sister Abigail since he's a trained wrestler himself, but as to when this unmasking will happen, that remains to be seen. What do you think of this plan for Wyatt, Dallas, and Vincent? Sound off in the comments. The biggest name on SmackDown this week was John Cena, but for as great as it was to see him back, John is showing his age. For all the action in the ring, many fans were transfixed on John's hair, or lack thereof, as he had a considerable bald spot near the back of his scalp. On social media, fans reference the bald spot, with one saying it makes them feel better about their own, and another saying that Cena's "You can't see me" catchphrase is especially true for his hair. One more creative member of the WWE Universe even shared an old collage photo of John proudly rocking a bald look, and it doesn't look terrible on the 16-time WWE World Champion. At 45, John isn't the spring chicken he once was, and for all the victories he's had, even one of WWE's biggest ever stars isn't safe from Father Time. One name who knows all about working with John Cena is AJ Styles, who suffered an injury during a recent WWE Live event. Competing in a 6-person tag in Hershey, Pennsylvania, Styles suffered what was believed at the time to be a leg injury, and now we have more details. On Twitter, the Phenomenal One informed fans that he had suffered a broken ankle at the show, but added that he won't require surgery to get healed. While no surgery will speed up his recovery time, a WWE source told Fightful Select that Styles is expected to miss months of action, and that was before he shared his diagnosis via tweet. Missing months rules out the chance of Styles being in the Royal Rumble, and it could mean that he won't be competing at WrestleMania 39 either. Styles has faced everyone from Chris Jericho to Edge to The Undertaker at WrestleMania, but with his focus right now on healing up, the future remains uncertain for the Phenomenal One. More from Smackdown now, as we mentioned that Gunther was seriously hurt on the show, but he's not the only one feeling worse for wear. During the tag team main event, Owens was busted open, and we now know what happened. Sources indicate that a stiff clothesline from Roman Reigns caused the laceration, possibly as a receipt for the ruptured eardrum Owens gave Reigns at Survivor Series War Games. Fightful Select reports that Owens required stitches after the injury, but this setback didn't stop Owens and John Cena handing Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn a loss. It's believed that Reigns vs. Owens is the plan for the Royal Rumble, a rematch of their showdown at the event from 2 years earlier, and given what's happened, expect a physical collision between the two. SmackDown's main event saw Kevin Owens and John Cena defeat Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns in the Tribal Chief's second loss of 2022, and the only loss he didn't deliberately cause. Given that it was in late 2021 that fans speculated on Owens leaving the company, 2022 was very good for the prizefighter, and he reached an accomplishment that nobody has done before. As pointed out on social media, Owens is the only person to have a match that has included John Cena and Stone Cold Steve Austin all within the same year. Owens has been a star in WWE for years now, and despite holding no gold in 2022, this has been perhaps the biggest 12 months of his career, and we're excited to see what is coming next for him. Kevin Owens made history with his match during the final Smackdown of 2022, but Roman Reigns also had a history-making moment, though one he probably didn't want. Reigns and Sami Zayn came up short during the main event in what was Reigns' first defeat by pinfall or submission since 2019. In the 3 years since his loss to Baron Corbin that December, Reigns had taken 3 DQ losses, and after Zayn suffered Reigns' first clean loss in years, things may be far from friendly in the bloodline. SmackDown saw Charlotte Flair return in style last week to dethrone Ronda Rousey and regain the SmackDown Women's Championship. Flair was already the most decorated female wrestler even before her title win last week, but not only does she have a new title reign, but she also has an impressive accolade. As the Wrestling Stats and Info Twitter pointed out, Flair has now held championship gold every year for a decade in WWE. This started with her becoming the NXT Women's Champion in 2014, and she's held the Raw, SmackDown, and WWE Women's Tag Team titles since then, all the way up to 2023. Being recognized in WWE as a 14-time Women's Champion, Flair is close to her father's 16-reign record, and short of some tragic career-ending injury, expect the Queen to surpass the 2-time Hall of Famer, possibly this year. It was a few months ago that Nick Aldis announced his intention to leave the NWA after a strained relationship with owner of the promotion, Billy Corgan. Corgan and Aldis have been openly hostile about the other for months, but now Aldis is officially gone. Speaking to Sportskeeda, the 2-time former NWA World's Heavyweight Champion confirmed that he is a free agent and said he wants to spend this time to focus on non-wrestling projects such as his legacy sports nutrition website. Fans have called on Aldis to join the WWE or AEW, but that seemingly won't happen anytime soon. And where do you think he should go next? And will he get lost in the shuffle? Let us know in the comments. We mentioned earlier that Kevin Owens faced Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania 38 last April in the Rattlesnake's first match since 2003. This match came after weeks of Owens taunting the Rattlesnake and insulting Steve's home state of Texas, and another Texan has an interesting take on what was happening. During a visit to NASCAR's Echo Park Automotive Texas Grand Prix, The Undertaker spoke about the match and his reaction to Owens calling out Austin at the time. Well, in the immortal words of Stone Cold Steve Austin, Kevin Owens has got to be one stupid son of a bitch. I don't care where you're from, you don't mess with Texas Rattlesnake. He ain't been in the ring in 19 years, you don't think he's gonna be bringing lumber with him? I don't know what KO is thinking. I know you want to be on the biggest card of the year in the showcase of the Immortals, but you don't go kicking beehives. You don't stick your hand in a beehive, and that's exactly what he's done. You're gonna get stung. I know he's not gonna get stung, he's gonna get stunned. I pity him. I mean, he brought this on himself. You don't mess with Texas, and you don't mess with the Texas Rattlesnake. KO, it's gonna be a long night when you come face to face with Stone Cold Steve Austin. WrestleMania 38 saw the final match of Vince McMahon and WWE's two world titles be unified, but for many, the defining moment will always be getting to see Austin open up one Texas-sized can of whoop-ass on Kevin Owens. Even more from Smackdown as the show marked the final episode of WWE TV in 2022, and the year went out with a bang. Of course, John Cena returned to the show for his first and only match of the year, but he wasn't the only megastar in Tampa. Backstage, Titus O'Neil shared some photos from SmackDown and confirmed that Dave Batista was also at the event. It was later reported that Batista was just there for the show, and that his appearance backstage at SmackDown wasn't to set up any on-screen future for the Animal. Even though this isn't setting up a return, it was great to see Batista back at SmackDown, and it looks like the Animal had a fantastic time at the show he dominated many years ago. And we're ending today with The Rock, and after making himself an icon in professional wrestling, Dwayne Johnson turned his attention to Hollywood and has become a megastar on the silver screen. Often the highest-paid man in Hollywood, The Rock has been part of some of the biggest blockbusters in recent years and has truly earned the right to be called the People's Champion. In a tweet, Boardroom revealed that their poll among Gen Z saw The Rock be crowned the demographic's favorite actor, beating out Marvel's Spider-Man Tom Holland and Pirates of the Caribbean veteran Johnny Depp. The Rock's most recent film saw him take the titular role in Black Adam, a project the Great One had been attached to since 2007, and it remains to be seen what's next for the champion of Hollywood.